There we go. Okay, well, thank you for joining me this morning. It's bright and sunny and quite warm here at the moment, so it's lovely. Hopefully the sun's not going to cast too much of a light or a shadow or anything over my desk this morning, though. Just feels a shame to shut it out and turn the lights on, so I'm going to use the natural light. Okay, so if you are joining me this morning, be lovely to, if you'd pop a comment in. Hopefully I might see them on my other screen. They don't always pop up, but hopefully they will. Okay, so this morning I'm going to be using the this beautiful paper that you can see on the front of the catalogue. Here it is. So it's the Pretty Florals. I've not got this bit here, but I have got this and these and this gorgeous paper. It's in our in colours. There are other colours in amongst it as well, but it's really pretty. There's lots of ideas. Fussy cutting, the dies obviously cut out flowers. Then you've got some dies that make flowers. So there's lots and lots of ideas, and obviously this is really pretty. These are stamped and then cut out, but you could obviously die cut from the papers as well. But if you stamp it out yourself, you can do it in any colour that you fancy. So that's really, really nice. So we're going to be using that designer series paper. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to show you actually the paper in a bit more of a in real time. It's easier to get the gist of the beautiful paper when you can see it up close, I think. Isn't that gorgeous? Lovely for making as using it as a focal point. Some nice backgrounds, so you can see some of these will cut out with the dies. Really nice. That's Secret Sea. This is. It's one of our that could be used for on male cards as well as female cards and flowery cards. Again, that's going back to, is that the same one? Yeah, that's that one. This one's probably my favourite because of the purples in it, and then it's got this green sort of oval pattern. Strawberry Slush. I'm quite taken with this colour at the moment. We've got Timid Tiger. This is Cloud Cover, and then this is the Secret Sea, I think it's called. You can see some of these will all cut out as well as being quite easy to fussy cut. And then we've got the Cloud Cover with stripes. So again, a male could use it as for a male card. I need to keep that sheet out. Some of the bigger flowers, and then a nice purpley background. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Cloud Cover card because actually it is nice. I do like it. We did have a bit of an issue with the ink pads, so there isn't a standard size ink pad available in this colour. It's something to do with the chemicals in the ink and the chemicals in the ink pad reacting, I guess. But we do have the Stampin' Right markers in all of the colours. We also have some gorgeous dots. What are they called? Flat pearls. They're really pretty. And you can get the ink refill in this colour, and we sell like the mini dots, plain, you know, uninked mini dots, mini stamp pads, which I could find. I could find where I put my catalogue. Let me have a look, see if I can find them for you. Stamp paper. Still getting my head around this uninked stamping pad. I think that's just white though. Let's have a look. Still getting my head around this. Yeah, where are the mini ones? Don't know. So it takes a bit of time getting used to the new catalogue. So it's like these, but we do plain ones, you know, uninked ones, I should say, and you can then put use an ink refill. I can't see them, but they're in there. I will find out where they are, and I will put the number on the yeah, on everything, on my blog and everything. But you know, because it's a different type of ink pad, it doesn't react. So these are like foamy, I guess you would call those. The other ones are, haven't got one at hand, but they're a different makeup, so they don't have the same chemicals, and therefore the ink refill works fine with them. Okay, so let me show you a sample of the type of card we're making today. I'm not sure what it's called. I'm sort of calling it a off center gatefold, or a staggered gatefold maybe. I'm not really sure. But anyway, it's just something that I sat and did this morning. I thought it'd be quick and easy, show you how some of the products work. And it's quite a nice, bit different to a standard card. Okay, so we do need a standard card blank, which is 5 3/4 by 8. And then put that out the way. On this side, I'm going to score, rather than turning it round, I may as well just score it here at 1 inch. And then from this end, I'm going to score at 3 inches. Make sure I use the right blade. Okay, so you could do it, to me it folds this way because that's the way you would open a card. You could do it that way, I guess, but to me it's that way. Okay, I'll burnish that in a moment, but what we need next is some designer series paper, and I'm going to use this one. It's beautiful, and I want, first of all, a length of 2 3/4 inches. See, do take note of the direction of your pattern. by 5.5 inches. Now I could cut the other piece from the back, but I actually want it to match the card base, so I'm going to use this and just having a look to see which has got okay, so I'm going to use the stripe element, and this is just a 3/4 inch strip. Again at 5.5 inches. Okay, then we want a white piece that is, no, that is right. So 3 3/4 by 5.5 for the inside. Okay. Get rid of that. Let's bring this in. So we've got these bits and punch. This is the heartfelt hexagonal punch. I'm going to put one in white and then one in the cloud cover. Now when I was making this one, I couldn't decide whether to stick this on this side or on this side, so I went with that one. This time I'm going to stick it on the bigger side, and just to see which I prefer really. First of all, I'm going to burnish those fold lines. We can stick these on. Make sure my glue doesn't explode again. It had a bung in it this morning and I pressed a bit too hard to try and release it, and it went everywhere, so it's a bit of a cleaning up job to do. Okay. I will obviously put all the metric and imperial measurements on my blog. Okay, right, a bit of smell in there. Next we're going to do a bit of stamping, so I need to stamp on there and I want to stamp on here. So this is the Pretty Florals. You can probably see which ones I've used the most. That one. That's the background, and that's like the lined image. And then, as I say, because I don't have the colours in the ink pads at the moment, I decided against buying them when I did my pre-order, and I haven't got round to it yet. I'm using these to colour some of the ink, some of the stamps, sorry. But I think, first of all, I'm pretty sure that this is Berry Burst. So I'm going to use Berry Burst for my flower. move that one out the way. So I'm just going to stamp it full generation first of all, and then the background one I'm going to stamp off, and then stamp on, so you can see the detailed lines on that other stamp. And there's a number of different greens involved in this card, but I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for my stem, but I am stamping that off. So it's just, looks really pretty. I think it's more this colour here. So that's my inside bit. Then on here I've done Celebrate. I've done trying to find the stamp set. Bear with me. Blooming Phrases is the one that I use for that. There's all sorts on there, but for this one I'm going to use Happiest Birthday, I think, or Time to Celebrate maybe. Time to Celebrate. I will apologise now, we've got the recycling or the bin men or something coming round, so hopefully they won't make too much noise. Now, I'm not sure how dark this will be if I... It's not very dark, is it? Just me. No. Normally I would stamp the sentiment in the card base colour, but I think I'm just gonna stamp it in this lovely berry. See if I can get it roughly straight and even. And then I'm just going to bring these back in. Just to give that a bit of detail, and again with stamp off. They do line up quite well, you just, but it doesn't, quite a lot of ink on there. So they do line up really quite well, but they don't need to. So it doesn't matter whether they've lined up or are slightly off, it just gives it the background. Okay, so I'm going to put the ink away before I stick my thumb in it or my elbow, whatever. And then I'm going to pop this bit inside. And obviously, Time to Celebrate could be, you could be celebrating all sorts of things, couldn't you? So I'm not going to put something in the middle, like my cloud cover punched shape. I'm just going to cut in half. Run a bit of glue just on the edges, and then I'm just gonna line it up like that just to put a border around it. This is a really useful way. You can do it with quite a lot of different punches. You could do it with dies as well. Just gives it a bit more, sort of bit of a border, but it also gives you another way of using the punch. That isn't very straight, is it? But it's fine. You could cut it the other way and do the same. Right, so instead of it going on that side, I'm going to put it on this side, and I'm going to do it with some dimensionals this time. And I'm going to also add, I don't know whether this is still current, I think it might be, I'm going to add some of this gorgeous ribbon, iridescent striped trim is called, but I'm not going to be able to do a bow like that, that's for sure. Let's have a this is the better way of doing it, leaving it on the thing and doing it. I haven't decided if I'm going to put that yet, or if I'm going to put it on there even. Right, I want these. So I'm not lining this right up to the edge. Just going to pop another one in there, just to stabilise it a bit. Sort of, I suppose I'm lining it up with the edge of that DSP on that side. Not decided on the bow at the moment, but I'm going to use some of these because these are really pretty. And just pop them, pop them around, give it a bit of a ping. I'm going to leave the bow off, so okay, so that's my off-centered staggered gatefold card using the pretty floral or florals in bloom paper. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.